You're with Weekend Sunrise on 7, and these are pictures from last night's Thanksgiving service at St Paul's Anglican Cathedral in London as part of the Queen's Jubilee celebrations. 70 incredible years as monarch, a record lifetime of service that overshadows Queen Victoria.
This truly is the new Elizabethan era with a reign that has seen so much change, and the Queen has been involved either directly or through the council she's given to her 14 British Prime Ministers, not to mention the conversations she will have had with world leaders who've stayed at the palaces during those state visits. Sunrise Foreign Editor Dr Keith Suter joins us now. Keith, morning to you. This is one of the fascinating areas for me, is the level of influence that the Queen can have and does have, I guess, behind the scenes, and it's how she uses her power. Is it by making orders, not like some of her predecessors, but by having these subtle, influential conversations? So
the Queen basically has three powers. She has the power to encourage and to warn and to ask questions. Is that wise Prime Minister? That's her skill. And remember, she's the world's greatest public servant. She's been around for 70 years. She knows where all the bodies are buried. She reads her papers. She's very well informed.
So how much of that translates to real power, Keith? Like, is that wise Prime Minister? And if the answer's a flagrant no, is that the end result?
Well, I guess for the Prime Minister, it'd be very worrying that word leaks out from Buckingham Palace that, as we've seen with the days of Margaret Thatcher, that clearly the Queen was not very happy about some of the events that were taking place. And the Queen sees herself as speaking on behalf of the nation, the ordinary person in the street.
So for us in Australia, obviously some of those conversations have to do with leaders of the rest of the Commonwealth nations. What is her role as head of the Commonwealth? Well,
she's the figurehead, really. Some of the countries in the Commonwealth are republics, others are monarchies, but she is this unifying factor, keeping it all together. And of course, under the Commonwealth head, you've also got a number of other activities, economic and social cooperation. That's why I ended up in Australia. I came out on a Commonwealth scholarship from the UK to Australia. So there's a vast educational enterprise that's going on, and countries are actually joining the Commonwealth. So you've got Rwanda, which was a former Belgian territory, Mozambique, former Portuguese territory. They're joining the Commonwealth because they can see advantages to being in it. A third of the world's population are in the Commonwealth.
Yeah, also countries dropping out as well. The monarchy, it's just remained so strong. We talk about 70 years on the throne. We've seen other royal families not go the distance. Why has it lasted this long?
I think one is because it's very flexible. The Queen is well aware of how to change with the times. Secondly, they're brilliant at brand management. And I think thirdly also, it's a very middle-class institution now. Emphasis upon duty, upon hard work. Look, the Queen's still going at her age, still working hard. And so I think that there are a lot of people who will identify with the royal family, even if they're not ardent monarchists. I'm not an ardent monarchist, but I certainly appreciate somebody in her 90s still working hard.
No doubt she's a hard worker, but I don't know about middle class. There's a lot of pageantry was there.
The palace is good at brand management, or Her Majesty is good at brand management? Because what we've said, if you strip it all back, is it not this popularity contest, and you look at the endurance of the Queen over so many decades, it is something to behold.
It is, and it's both the Queen and also she's got some very good officials warning her, advising her, including the whole idea about going walkabout, for example, and just mixing with the crowds. That was an innovation some decades ago, which has worked out very well indeed.
Yeah, and look at the crowds now. Okay, thanks so much,
Keith.
Keith.